In 2014, President Obama launched the Nation of Makers initiative, an all-hands-on-deck initiative to make sure more students of all backgrounds have access to a new class of technology, such as 3D printers. Well, the Glazer Children's Museum in Tampa is hosting a whole week worth of Maker Daily programs. Back with me this morning with all the details is museum CEO Jennifer Stansel. Good morning.
Great to see you.
It's always fun to talk about the museum, to see what you guys have going on, and this week is really a big celebration. Talk more about this initiative.
Absolutely. Our week of making is through June 23rd, and it is a wonderful exploration of creativity and imagination as it relates to the technologies that kids need to learn about today so they can take the jobs of the future.
Isn't this so true, where kids are playing? They need to learn, and you can make this fun, by the way. Technology, if they can start young, this is going to be huge for them. This is where the country's going.
Absolutely. I can't wait to show you this awesome piano.
Yeah, can we go right into this? This is pretty cool.
Absolutely. So we have this device called a makey, and this makes it all work. But first of all, I also brought some electric marshmallows. Maybe that's why they say E on them, right? So why don't you take that?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, you have this, right?
Oh, what did you do, Polly?
I'm playing with the marshmallows.
That's right.
Making music.
You are making music because you're closing the circuit. So if you drop that gray wire, oops, too bad. Our piano doesn't work anymore. But because you're electric and want to pick up that wire, your body becomes the conductor for the piano.
And if I'm holding it, you try playing it. It doesn't work if you do it.
Not unless I fist bump you, or not unless we touch.
Let's have a moment. Now you can play, right?
Right, so the circuit goes through us. We actually have kids up in a line to see how many kids we can get without resistance to the end of the circuit. So I can start to play Mary Had a Little Lamb for you because we're connected and that electricity is flowing through us. This also teaches cause and effect. It's going to teach creativity for kids. It's going to teach sequence. It's an amazing opportunity for us to really help, as I said, kids unleash their imagination and make things they've never ever thought of before.
Well, music out of marshmallows. This is just one example. Tell us about some of the other things. What's one of your other favorite projects that's going to be there this week?
So I am a huge fan of the maker movement, which has been going on since about 2006. And that means that there have been maker fairs all over the country. I saw a Razor scooter that was turned into a spirograph at one of these maker fairs, and I went to my exhibit tech shop and said, make us one. So I think this is the first time Tampa is going to get to see, and kids are going to get to ride, this Razor scooter that has been turned into the spirograph of your childhood.
And of course, we're looking at some other things that are going on at the museum. And by the way, this is going to be going on all week, right? This kind of makers initiative.
Yes, we'll be making recycled robots. We'll be doing 3D printing demonstrations with the library. And we have Tampa Bay Hackerspace, who does actually kind of workshop, you know, drills and screwdrivers and all of that kind of stuff. So kids are actually in a wood shop.
And you talk about the future of technology and what kids need to be plugged into. 3D printers is huge right now.
It is so huge. I mean, I have seen kids so inventively thinking completely differently about 3D printing. If they need something, they just can print it out, literally. If they need props, if they need, you know, a new eraser for the, they just print it. They just make it.
Of course they do. And I know you wanted to point out this young lady too, because this is pretty cool. This is just an example of what kids, when they get involved with these kind of things, what they can do. This little girl's already got her own YouTube channel, right?
Right.
Now her own book.
At the age of 9, Sylvia, which is Sylvia's Super Awesome Maker Show, we sell this book in our gift store to actually make sure that we empower kids to think about how they can actually activate their own sphere of influence. And so Sylvia is a great example of that. This is her book about how she's done maker piano. She's done all kinds of screen printing, art projects, amazing things just like this makey, and you can have your kids learn from another kid, which we know is so effective.
Yeah, well, for whatever reason, if you can't get into the museum this week though, it's okay, because this stuff goes on all year long, specifically on Mondays, right?
Correct. So making is part of our core curriculum, and so we have Maker Mondays, Make It Mondays, where often we let kids take things apart and remake them. them, or have all kinds of sewable circuits, recycled robots like I mentioned before. So that's an ongoing program that we're trying to cultivate that creativity in your child.
Well, as we wrap up, what's your take home? What do you want parents and families to really understand about this initiative, and why should they come out to the museum?
I want families to know and parents to know that in order to prepare their kids for the jobs of tomorrow, the ones we haven't figured out what they are even yet, the design jobs, the math jobs, the engineering jobs, this is where they start. We're ground zero for the beginning of that part of connecting those wires in their kids' brains.
And they're still being kids. It's fun. That's what's so incredible about it.
Amazingly being kids. That kind of play and encouragement actually just builds their brain. So that's what we're here for.
Oh, Jennifer, thank you so much again. We love your passion. We know how excited you are about this. Thank you for including Tampa Bay area and all of this. And there is the info if you want to find out more about the museum, all the programs, all the different membership opportunities they have. That is where you go. Jennifer, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Carly.